Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A very great and wonderful day, and it seems that we're going to have a crazy bit of news because we're have to go be over some stuff. Now, this is something I just ended up founding, and this is it's just not great. It's not great. It's dark. It's messed up, but we're gonna go over it. We're gonna watch the 4-minute bloody video. Yes, you'll get to see me suffer with you in live action this time, and hopefully we will both die together. So, without further ado, we have this. Radical trans activist has meltdown over being dead named in court documents. David, a man who identifies as a man, was arrested after allegedly stalking, harassing, and financially exploiting his elderly parents. They eventually had to file a restraining order against him. He has also been accused by a woman of grooming her to become his sexual partner and allegedly tried to manipulate her into sending lewd photos. David has also received praise from the media of his anti-Trump and BLM activism. The details are saying more efficient here, which we'll go covering in a few short moments here after we, kind of see this insanity. So let's watch this death, I guess you could say.
Learned something, and I'm kind of speechless, and I just want to capture some of what's going on and talk about this. So I've just learned that with my court case here, they filed the charges in my dead name. I'm transgender, and I use she and her pronouns, and I legally changed my name 6 years ago to Danielle Tatiana Moscato. I came out of the closet 10 years ago.
One thing that I have a problem with this in general is that this dead naming. Okay, first off, what is stop with the dead naming BS, alright? There's no such thing as dead naming. You are just being stupid. You're being ignorant. You also don't look like you're mentally well either. You seem like you have a lot of mental health issues that you need to sort out before you even remotely try to endorse yourself into public in any way, shape, or form at all. But, you do you, I guess.
And they filed these charges in my dead name, which is an offensive thing to do, to bring up somebody's dead name for any reason. I mean, you just don't do it. It's transphobic. It's unkind to all trans people. There's no reason to do that. And anyway, so they filed these.
So I am going to say something a little bit more public and personal about myself. My first name was not Jerome, or whatever you would want to say it. My first name was Raheem. I have been adopted. I was adopted since the birth of me, since, unfortunate things had happened to me as a baby that had led me to being adopted in the first place, and I've been with the same family since pretty much my birth. So, if you want to say dead naming, then that means everybody that has specifically changed, that has pretty much has not said Raheem or any other of my names, are dead naming me, which is, I guess, a problem, because, that's just something that you would do. The whole stupidity of it all is just completely dumb. When you change your name, just because somebody is misgendering you, or because somebody is saying a name that you just don't like, I don't see what it is. And by the way, ever since my name was changed from Raheem to Jerome, it's I get a lot of people call me Jeremy for some god apparent reason, or them mispronouncing my name or what have you. And I've even had people call me J-Rome and other things that is not my actual name. And for some unknown reason, I don't take offense to it. It's almost like I don't take offense to people mispronouncing my name or calling me a different gender or whatever, because it has no effect on me, because I am more mentally sound than it seems than you. But okay, I digress.
These charges against me in my dead name. And so I was forced to show up in court and use, whatever limited leeway I might have with this judge about this, to mention that I first need some more time to come up with the money to hire an attorney. I have disabilities. I haven't worked in several years. I'm in the process of applying for disability benefits, but it takes 5 years on average, and I'm on year 7, and that's just how long it takes. And I have a GoFundMe, and I'm trying to raise the money for an attorney, and I said I need some more time. This was very unexpected. And second, I apologize for being a stickler about this, but you're dead naming me in these charges. That is not my name. I legally changed my name 60 years ago. This is offensive, aside from inaccurate. It's
Well, that's what this fool starts to not start to realize is that you normally, when you have to compile evidence or give information, you get everybody's past records, regardless of what they are, and try to get most of the information that you can possible. So you're going to have your actual whatever your name was before, and then your name now, depending on what it is. Now, for me, even though that my name was originally a Rahim, it was pretty much immediately transferred after I was like around 1 to 2, give or take, possibly earlier. So I don't have any records or anything that would be under the name of Rahim because nothing really processed as Rahim in the first place. It would always go by Jerome. But when you have a name that was probably from the age of whatever you were born to, I would even say probably 14 or what have you, I'm pretty sure they're going to be using a name that you have had previously had before, especially if the name was when you were 18 and you have records and other stuff under that previous name. You're probably going to be using the name that is probably be using bring up other names that you had previously under your alias beforehand. So maybe people should start realizing that.
transphobic, and I'm really pissed off about it. We need to fix my name on here. So I showed up in court, and I had to explain this, and the judge seemed to be okay with it, at least. I brought my ID that has my name, Danielle Tatiana Moscato, on it to show him, and he ordered that they change the name. And I know that the detective knows that I'm trans. Now I know with 100% certainty that the prosecutor does too, because she was right there when I said this. So the judge ordered that they change the name on the filing, and they did. And I just found out they changed it to Danielle, which is my new first name, Brian, which is my dead name, middle name, Moscato, which hasn't changed. So they made up a third name that is neither the name that the judge ordered them to change it to, nor my actual legal name, Danielle Tatiana Moscato. They changed it to my dead name for my middle name, my new first name for my first name, my actual first name that is my legal first name, and my last name. And I'm so pissed. Like, they were told to fix this because this is insulting and offensive to trans people and inaccurate. And they didn't. They fucked it up again. There's no way there's this incompetent. I mean, there's no way.
First off, you're dealing with the U.S. government, so they're always messing things up. It's the government, first off. So don't ever expect the government to get things right because it's the government. But, again, I have been called Jeremy. I can't tell you how many bloody times, and it is quite annoying, honestly, to be called Jeremy when, it obviously, to me, it doesn't make any sense to how they're getting Jeremy from. But, again, I don't go up and get in a hissy fit or make a video about it every single time I am called Jeremy. Or when people call me J-Rome. It's not something that I have a problem with. Usually, yeah, it can be kind of annoying, maybe, to be called Jeremy or whatever, or J-Rome, which I never had a problem with in the first place. Or some people even call me Jerome, as some of my really close friends or family members call me. So I have many other names that people call me, and it's not my actual name, but I have no problem with this. I don't see to where this is a problem. You're just overreacting and being a child about something that you should never be offended by in the first place.
You don't dead name somebody twice by accident in writing. After you're told, fix this, we might get sued. I'm so angry. There's no way this is an accident. They're sending me a message that I cannot expect fair treatment in this courtroom as a trans woman. That they do not care that they're being offensive.
Right, because you look like a total woman to me. Your voice is very feminine, and I can tell that you have the same muscle and bone structure as a normal female. Right.
To trans people and to me personally, they want to send me a message that I am not going to be treated fairly here because I'm trans. That they are okay in writing with insulting me as a trans woman because fuck you, that's why.
Well, that's all great and dandy, you lunatic. But we have this, what we were going to say here. Prominent trans activist and anti-Trump protester arrested after allegedly financially exploiting parents. So we're going to go with this. A prominent trans activist has been charged with crimes related to financially abusing his parents after reportedly attempting to intimidate them into giving him money and stealing hundreds of dollars from them. Danielle Tatiana Moscato, born David, was booked as a female by the Columbia Police Department. On September 26th, a warrant was issued by Moscato's arrest by the 13th Judicial Court in Boone County, Missouri, on 3 charges. 1 count of stealing and 2 counts of harassment. Notably, the court determined Moscato was an imminent risk to the victim, community, or another person, and was not likely to appear on a summons. Moscato was booked that same day at the Boone County Jail as a female detainee. According to the prosecution complaint against Moscato, he is alleged to have financially abused his parents on 3 separate occasions this year. In May, Moscato ambushed his parents while his mother was attending a medical appointment. He live-streamed the interaction to his YouTube channel in a video which is still up on the account. Yeah, that's a huge problem of what we call invasion of privacy, at the very least. This is not something you do unless you have 100% consent from the patient in question. In the video, Moscato has been following his parents through a parking lot while playing electric guitar. His own video is seen plastered with decals reading Dr. Moscato is abusive, a reference to his father, who is an oncologist and one of the founders of the Missouri Cancer Associates in Columbia. Moscato has reportedly created t-shirts, a website, and other merchandise attempting to portray his father as a child abuser, a domestic abuser. Oh, sounds like a great person, doesn't it? In January, on his social media, Moscato advertised he was going to raise funds to perform a one-man play on his father titled Dr. Moscato is Abusive, a true story of a child abuse, police corruption, and domestic violence. In the live stream, Moscato's mother retreats to her own vehicle, at which point he stands between her car and another parked vehicle and attempts to speak to her through the window. According to court documents, just prior to this ambush, Moscato had demanded $10,000 in cash in an envelope from his mother via text message, threatening her with consequences if she did not comply. Moscato's targeting of his parents continued in June, which 2 separate incidents were recorded. On June 6th, Moscato again visited his mother while she was at a dentist appointment, threatening to report his father to the FBI for bad stuff he claimed his parents had on the USB drives. This claim was made in the lobby of the office in front of multiple staff and left his parents shaken up in an emotional distress. The third incident, occurring on June 9th and June 28th, involved Moscato charging over $1,000.89 to his parents' account at a county club of Missouri for $89. Involved Moscato charging over $1,089 to his parents' account at a county club of Missouri for take-out food by misrepresenting his authorization to use their tab. According to the police report, Moscato's parents had changed the locks on their house due to fear he should grow up. His father reportedly suffers extreme emotional distress when seeing Moscato in public and begins to shake as he is very scared of what Moscato might do to him. His father also told police that he believes Moscato has access to his email and family scheduling app as he manages to find them no matter where they are. In June, Moscato's parents filed a protective order against him on the basis of adult abuse and were granted the order shortly after. Moscato reportedly attempted to evade service for the order but was finally served on July 25th. While in police custody, Moscato was sent to the emergency room at the University Hospital after complaining of chest pain. From the hospital, Moscato snapped at a selfie and uploaded to the social media, claiming he had experienced a heart attack. I'm okay now, but I'm staying in the hospital overnight for observation. I had a heart attack while I was in jail. By the way, I was arrested on Tuesday. I'm taking a social media break until tomorrow. Warning, I'll update y'all with a longer post. More details soon. And goes on to say Moscato was released the next day after posting a $55,000 bond with the strict condition he did not contact the victim or appear at the victim's residence. This is not the first time Moscato has been accused of abusive behavior. In November of 2022, a woman accused Moscato of sexual impropriety, claiming that he had groomed her in an effort to have her account become his sexual partner. In a public statement on Facebook, Sarah M. Myers, a writer for Psychology Today, stated that she had befriended Moscato during a vulnerable moment in her life. I was able for someone to understand me, and I agreed to befriend Daniel under a guise of pro-feminist, progressive LGBT pride, she wrote. After 1.5 years, Danielle began grooming me as a potential sexual partner. When the third attempt of physical contact was breached, repeated attempts to kiss me goodbye, I cut this person out of my life, attempting to rid of the disgust I felt and betrayal of a platonic friend turned into a sexual conquest. But you're supposed to be trans, right? You're supposed to not like women, right? Is that how it is? Or what? Or if you're, or for whatever reason, you're trans, but you're still attracted to the opposite sex for whatever reason. That's really weird. Shouldn't you be just attracted to females now, if that's really the case? But you're not. You're attracted to the same sex that you were attracted to when you transitioned. Weird. Myers claims Daniel later attempted to manipulate her into sending him lewd photos and persuade her into entering a sexual relationship with him. She also says that later discovered other young women have been similarly manipulated by Moscato, who she also claims was writing books on child grabbers under a pseudonym. There's so much more, but to keep this short, I will point out that this person was using liberal politics to play under the guise of the victimized, traumatized, and mentally ill trans woman, and many of us suspect this is entirely a made-up and false guise, used to gain status and notoriety given their appearance on NYT, CNN, and more. In response to the public statement, which is a follow-up on Myers' account, one user said, "I remember you telling about your deep concerns about this person and their motivations and intentions 4 to 5 years ago." Moscato is well known for his advocacy on trans rights and Black Lives Matter, though his involvement in civil rights has been ongoing since the Trump presidency in 2016. Moscato gained widespread notoriety after clapping back at Donald Trump on social media. Moscato was highly praised for his rants against Trump, which were covered by MSNBC, Mashable, Huffington Post, and other mainstream news outlets. Despite having a full beard at the time, Moscato was identified as a woman and was referred to in the feminine by media. Moscato is also credited with popularizing the Resist campaign, which became a symbol of resistance to Trump's presidency, but also Republican policies. In an interview, Moscato stated that the hashtag was about stopping the erosion of our civil liberties and human rights before it happens. Not just actively oppose, but proactively oppose, he added. Waiting until bigotry is codified into law is a mistake, particularly a deadly one. Moscato has also been an active member of the atheist community, and in the past has gained massive attention for social media stunts, including holding inflammatory billboards in public, inviting individuals to prove God is real, or convince me your religion is true. He has also spoken at a conference held by Atheists United. It was a voluntary campaign to normalize atheism. Well, again, I'm not going to be the first one to say that I am, very religious, alright? But I'm not going to go out of my complete way to go and try to push people on my beliefs or whatever. And I'm not really going to say I'm not an atheist. I just want more actual credible information on it than just blind faith. I also have the utmost ability to want to have just freedom for myself and freedom what I want to do, as long as I don't have to have other people suffer for it. So as long as I think I'm doing a good job as a decent person, and not trying to harm people, I think that's enough for you to get into heaven or wherever you see fit, because you're just living yourself as a human. Believing or not believing is one thing or whatever. I don't really care. That is up to you, and I'm not gonna mock you or hate you for it. But of course, a lot of other people will. This guy's obviously a bloody lunatic, and it goes to show that these people are using this as a transgender agenda to get fame, notoriety, or any kind of other thing that they want, because, they are mentally unwell. And this is showing very painfully obvious here. So, without further ado, guys, that's it for the video. Sorry for it being very long, but I wanted to do this. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.